What's going on, everyone? This week is UFC Fight Night 108. It is happening this weekend. And in the welterweight division, Jake Ellenberger will be fighting Mike Perry. And I'm stoked to have Jake on the line with me right now. What's going on?
Oh, just chilling. It's we're on the downhill now, so just a waiting game.
Yeah. How was the weight cut?
Oh, it's smooth. It's easy. It's all structured real well. So, just like I said, just hanging out now, just waiting to weigh in.
Good. Glad to hear everything's good. But so Jake, let's talk about your opponent. And I know you've been around this game for a very long time. You're a veteran. But Mike Perry, I mean, he's someone that kind of bursts onto the scene, but mostly because he has just been like very vocal. And recently he did say in an interview that he's going to kind of like lay you down one more time before he exits the game. Like, what do you think of his statements and some of the comments that he does make?
Well, he's an idiot, first of all. He can't really read either, but he likes to talk because he sees the attention Conor McGregor's getting. But at the end of the day, he's not in a position to talk because he's beat some guys that are awful, that shouldn't be in the UFC, absolutely awful. But, Saturday he'll see what it's like to fight a guy who's skilled. So I'm gonna do exactly what I want, control where this fight goes, and get my hand raised. And there's not a damn thing he's gonna do about it.
And I know recently, his fight with Allen and whatnot. Like, what holes do you see in his game?
Yeah, that fight was. He was very sloppy. He's very straightforward. He has one way to win. He comes forward, and he doesn't do well backing up. Doesn't do well with adversity. So, I'm focused on myself and what I'm going to do. So he's got a lot to deal with.
And speaking of, kind of being focused and with this camp, I do know that your last fight, it ended because of the unfortunate event that kind of happened, with the cage and stuff. But leading into this fight with Mike, were there specific changes that you did make in camp?
Not really. I mean, we did a little bit for strategy for him specifically, but as far as training overall, it's been it's been great. It's been progressing. So, not big changes. Like I said, we've got some good strategy for him specifically, though.
And Jake, like I mentioned, about your last fight against Masvidal, what did you kind of take away from that fight? Or I know that because it kind of ended the way it did, would it be something that you'd be interested in kind of like having a rematch with Jorge after this fight?
Oh, yeah. No, I sure hope so. It's, I don't know, for me, I'm just focused on Saturday right now. But, yeah, I'm sure we will meet up down the road.
And also, I know, in the welterweight division, there's a lot going on. A fight that got announced coming up at UFC 213, Robbie Lawler against Donald Cerrone. What are your kind of predictions on who you think will win that fight?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. That's a great fight. Both guys have had some setbacks, but I don't know. As a fan, that's a great fight. I don't know. I just gotta kind of come down to, excuse me, kind of come down to who can bounce back and perform. But both fantastic fighters.
Yeah, and also earlier you did mention, kind of like how Mike is trying to do the Conor McGregor, like the more talking stuff. So with the welterweight division and Tyron Woodley as champion, there's kind of been talk, is his next opponent going to be Conor? Because Conor has said before about wanting to become a 3-division, world champion. And as a veteran in this sport and the UFC, like, do you think that if that fight ever happened between McGregor and Woodley, like, do you think that would kind of, like, not ruin the UFC, but just kind of, water it down a bit?
Well, there's a couple answers. First, Connor's a guy he can call the shots. He can do whatever he wants to do. He's talking about boxing and who really knows what he wants to do. But he's got the power to do so. He can call the shots. He can do what he wants. Do I think that fight's going to happen with Woodley? No, I don't think so. And do I? Yeah, I could care less. I think, Woodley's in a position he shouldn't even be the champ. He's not the best guy. There's plenty of guys better than him. He got an opportunity and ran with it. But I didn't think he won his first fight with Thompson. I didn't think he won the second fight with Thompson. But in some magical land, he's still the champion. But he might be a top 10 guy, champ. Maia beats him. I think Masvidal beats him. I think Cerrone beats him. So.
And of course, you think that Thompson beat him twice as well, right?
I did. I thought he won the second one pretty clearly. The first one I thought he won too, but judges these days are rolling the dice. Yeah.
And lastly for you, Jake, I know you have to get ready for your weigh-ins and everything, but with the McGregor situation, and if the fight with him and Floyd Mayweather do happen, what's your thoughts on that? Do you have a prediction as far as who would win and what round?
Yeah, no. I hope that fight happens. I do think it'll be the biggest pay-per-view to date. I think it'll do the most. But it's a media play. It's a money fight. Is Conor going to win? No. He has no chance. He's not going to beat Mayweather. And for people to even argue that he could and might win is such an insult to boxing. And they're talking about his age, this and that. I mean, yeah, can he hang in there? Sure, maybe for a few rounds. Does he beat Mayweather? No. I mean, it's crazy to even think so. But I hope the fight happens. It'd be a fun fight to watch.
Do you think it's good for the sport?
In general, yeah. I think in general it's good for combat sports just because of the publicity, the media, the eyes. Absolutely.
Well, speaking of combat sports and exciting fight, of course, your fight this weekend at UFC Fight Night 108 against Mike Perry. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today, and best of luck to you this weekend, Jake.
Thanks so much.